do you think that there's a sense in which the Gulf states as a whole, given our common cultural ties, linguistic ties, sort of the aesthetic ties, the way in which we sing our music, the way in which we write our poetry, all of these things come together to actually create a much closer bond than, say, for example, different countries in the European Union? Do you foresee a day when we would actually come out all together and kind of promote a certain kind of perception of how we are?
I certainly hope so. I think we're a small geographical area.
Mm-hmm.
We're a smaller number of states. I think now it's a bit difficult to see because we have differences that are taking up most of our time in terms of
Mm-hmm.
amongst us. But I mean, culturally and not politically,
Yeah.
you mentioned even historically, people traveled around and settled where there were
Yeah.
opportunities, and so traditionally you would have family cousins in this country and this country and settled here. So I do see a lot of potential there,
Mm-hmm.
and I think even the differences amongst each country is very interesting. So you would have obviously a similar approach to writing
Mm.
poems, but there are
Yeah.
differences in how you would write it here rather than how you'd write it there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would see even dialect, and dialect is quite important, I think. You would see some similarities between groups in certain countries based on geography. So
Yeah.
in Bahrain, a tiny island, you might see differences between the north and the south,
Yeah.
um, but you would be able to see similarities between the eastern province of Saudi Arabia and the western part of Bahrain. You would
Mm-hmm.
see some similarities between how people speak in Qatar and how we speak. So you see lots of similarities, but also differences. So I think this is also quite unique, and it's a unique
Yeah.
story